Hey people, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of What Makes This Album Great. This is the third episode now, and today we are going to tackle the incredible debut album by awesome band Evanescence. Sorry, I was struggling to find it. We're going to go through their debut album Fallen, and we're going to figure out today what makes this album great and how much of an impact it had on the world, how much of an impact it had on the likes of me being the angsty teenage that we all went through. Some of us went down this path, other paths went down the Black Parade, some people went through Green Day, and a bunch of others. But today we're going to focus on Fallen, and we're just going to sit through, like always, track by track, and just go through what indeed makes this album so great. So yeah, this album, Fallen, was released on March 4, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure I'm right though, March 4, 2003, which is hard to believe that it's nearly 20 years old already. The impact that this has on so much of us when we were going through that 15, 16-year-old era. I was not 15, 16 in 2003, I was only 10, so obviously I didn't find it till later. But it's just one of those albums that the incredible thing about it is the fact that it's a debut. That's insane. Not many debut albums give off such an impression and such a punch that but they make you feel so many different things through the whole album. You've got heavy songs that mix with ballads, and then you've got real emotional songs, and then other topics that are just it's an album that takes you through the motions. So yeah, with that in mind, if you go through all the tracks, it's a simple two-sided album, one LP, so that's all good. Side A is virtually the singles side, So track 1 is Going Under, which is probably my favorite single out of all four of them. You have Going Under, Bring Me to Life, Everybody's Fool, and My Immortal. Those four songs really establish the power of the album. But yeah, Going Under is this heavy gothic. Well, they're all pretty gothic. It's quite a gothic album in a way. But like, Going Under really comes just as the first song just comes out of nowhere and just immediately shows you how powerful Amy Lee is as a singer and what this band's about. Going Under's got this really powerful chorus and these really heavy F sharp chords, I think, that start the song, and just honestly such a great way to open it. And then it goes into Bring Me to Life, which of course everybody knows Bring Me to Life. But if you're young and you haven't actually heard Bring Me to Life, that's a claim, that's a title. But no, Bring Me to Life starts off with this beautiful piano that immediately shows that, okay, so this band's not just a heavy rock band, there are some beautiful moments throughout the whole thing. But that song almost has like, given the era that it came out, it almost has like a nu metal kind of vibe, where it's, rock and rap kind of stuff. There's a rap section, there's a breakdown sort of rap section, which is like trailing along the lines of Linkin Park and other bits and pieces like that. But that's still a really, really cool song, really heavy chorus, beautifully sung. All these songs are beautifully sung. But then, yeah, that song, when I hear that one, that takes me back in time. Everybody's Fool has got this cool little intro piece before it starts getting heavy, and all these songs are so beautifully melodic. They have so much musical flow going through them in terms of tune and chordal structure and whatnot. It's honestly so cool. But yeah, Everybody's Fool was another really upbeat, heavier one, and again, a beautiful single. But then you get My Immortal that comes on next, and it's the first full-blown piano ballad. It's, if anyone's felt sad but doesn't really know why they're sad, they're just overall not feeling good, this album would probably do wonders, because it doesn't sing about, directly anyway, it doesn't sing about breakups or death, but there are hidden themes that obviously relate to those topics. But a song like My Immortal will definitely make you feel like it's just, I don't know, it's just such an emotional song, and the way Amy Lee sings it, it's just real powerful and personal, and it's just It just sounds so so cool. And then you get into the songs that nobody's really heard, unless you've obviously played the album 99 times like we have. Haunted. Haunted is another heavy one that's got this like accented kind of chorusy thing. But that's kind of cool because the way it's sung, it's not whispered, but it feels like it's whispered, shouted, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Haunted is actually a really, really cool song. But then the next two songs, Tourniquet, I found out was actually not supposed to be for Evanescence, but it was supposed to be for a Christian metal band. But I don't know how they wound up with it anyway. But yeah, if you listen to the lyrics of that, you can probably understand why. But Tourniquet is such a really, really cool song. Definitely one of the better ones on here. And it's just extremely catchy, and it's fun, it's boppy, and it's just... Okay, I know I keep saying the same things, but they are all so beautifully sung. It's just, like, cool, you know? That song is really, really cool. Now, on the CD, Tourniquet and the next song, Imaginary, flow into one another. But on the vinyl, that's where the album's side split. So it's quite funny to have Tourniquet fade out, and then you flip the side over, and then Imaginary fades in real quickly, but fades in, and the violins for Imaginary start. And I have to say, Imaginary is probably my favorite song. I heard that song, well, obviously when I heard the album, I always fell in love with that song. Every time I hear it, I fall in love with it again, and it's just... I don't know what it is. I think it's the melodies and the music and the how it's sang, and it just sounds really really nice to the ear. And that one is definitely like a top two. Those two songs, Tourniquet and Imaginary, they are great. They go so well together. And then yeah, Imaginary is awesome. And then you get another sort of heavier one, Taking Over Me, which is really really cool. Again, more upbeat, more punchy, and just straight to the point, hard rock metal song. But then you basically get the other powerful ballad that feels like, again, when you're sad, you'll feel like you want to cry, and that is Hello. Hello is a very, very beautiful, slow, powerful song about someone dying. Well, it was written for Amy's sister when she died of an illness at 3, so it's remnants to death. But like, it's just honestly if you're feeling sad, like if you've lost someone, maybe, I don't know, like, just try it out. But definitely, it's just one of those epic songs where if you're feeling a bit down and you're feeling a bit sad, that one it won't make you feel any better, but it'll feel comforting in a way, because you feel so down and so sad. It'll come back, like, it's like a way of saying it's all right to be sad, you know. Let's just linger on it for a while, and you'll feel all right, you know, later on. But for now, we want to be sad. You got to be sad first before you can be happy again. So yeah, Hello is a really beautiful song. Highly recommend that one. And then the last two, My Last Breath and Whisper. They're both just, again, heavier ones, beautiful choruses, chunky riffs. Honestly, track by track, this album is it's not long. It's literally like half an hour, 35 minutes or so. But for a debut album, you can't stress enough how important this album is into the band, into the genre of like this hard gothic teenage. What's that? Is it? It's not emo. It's definitely not like. I wouldn't call it that anyway. I wouldn't call... Well, you would call Chemical Romance emo, but they're nowhere near, like... They're in the same pool, but they're so different at the same time. But, yeah, honestly, it's a great album. And anyone who's, ever felt down and sad and just needs a bit of comfort, I suppose, just... It's a beautiful album. It honestly is. And I'm so stoked to own it. And, what is it? It's only 10 songs done in... there's no epic 8-minute... because it's not that kind of band. But out of the rest of their catalog that Evanescence has done out, this one easily, is by far on par with, like, it's just one of the better ones. Definitely, it's in the top 3. But yeah, that's the impact that it had is probably what makes this album so great anyway, because it's just the fact that I said it already, but the fact that it's a debut is is insane. Like, debut albums are important. They have to establish who the band are and what they have to say, but very few albums can come out with like a 10 track album where 10 tracks are actually boss. Yeah, there are a few others. I can think of like 3 immediately, but like it did so well critically, like commercially as well. Like everyone loved it. It was insane. But yeah, literally, this has been just a bit of a random chat about the album, but if you can get what I mean when I say that this album is great, awesome. That was the intention. But yeah, it's a beautiful album and just really, really cool. Definitely one of the better one of the better ones, but yeah, that's what makes this album great. Every song makes this album really, really cool, and it's just really, really cool. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I randomly talk about each song on Fallen. I don't plan these things, so when I talk, if it feels like I'm not really talking much, it's just because I'm rambling. But yeah, I love doing this. I hope you're enjoying these because I'm having a fun time, and I honestly can't wait to do another one. Like I keep saying, I've got a few lined up that I'm excited for, so keep an eye out for those. But until then, have a great day, stay inside like I'm always doing, and I will see you all again really soon.